Dear Iceland, you can't imagine how long I've been waiting to see you. I was supposed to visit you back in February of 2020, but due to the bad weather conditions, our flight got cancelled. The second time we tried to visit was in October of 2020, but due to my health conditions, we had to cancel a second time. We put our trip on hold for 3 years, but this year my parents were married for 25 years and we decided that 3 times is a charm, so we finally booked our tickets and went to explore Iceland. We started off by seeing several waterfalls because Iceland is very famous for its waterfalls, and trust me, we saw plenty of them during this trip. One thing that really stood out to me was the water. It's almost boiling due to the lava underneath, making it some kind of natural hot tub. I even found this little crystal. I'm curious to see what this is. Since my mom and dad had been planning this trip for over a few years, there were some surprises in here that I didn't know we were gonna visit. Like, for example, this amazing volcano that has not been erupted for many years, so it was safe for us to climb, and the view is absolutely breathtaking. This red fisher's house was one of our favorite stays throughout the entire vacation. After a day, we were very exhausted, so this was the perfect place to kind of retreat. The town was also very gloomy and it had a really kind of like mysterious vibe. The next morning, we actually ran outside because we thought we saw something swimming in the water, and turns out it was a seal, which was really cool because I had never seen a seal so up close before. Now at this point during the trip, I had figured out that I forgot my camera charger. I know, I couldn't believe it either. But luckily, there was a camera store in this town and they were nice enough to help me get a charger so I could continue on vlogging and photographing my trip. At this point in the trip, I became very invested with the folklore of Grýla and the Jewel Lads, which is a big cannibalistic witch that eats children around Christmas time, and you can spot her at any souvenir shop. Because the days are very short, I noticed that the Icelandic towns are actually most beautiful during the night. They turn on all kinds of colored light, and even their stop signs have little hearts. It completely took my breath away. And that night, during a clear sky, for the second time in my life, I saw the Northern Lights.
gendarme de la coquetterie vertueuse. Parce qu'on peut tout dire avec un regard. Et puis après, on peut toujours nier ce regard-là.
Jetez les filets d'amour, remontez-les dans 2000 ans. Les mains se serrent, les mains se serrent, les mains se serreront fort sous un soleil de papier d'eau. Jetez les filets d'amour, remontez-les dans 2000 ans. Si c'est la fin, si c'est la fin, si c'est la fin des remords, alors je te retrouverai. Alors je te retrouverai.
We also went to check out some geishas, and even though they look hauntingly beautiful with this bright venom green, words cannot describe the smell coming from these things. Now that I started to smell like the geishas, I kind of wanted to take a hot shower, but our next day is kind of in the middle of nowhere, a small town with only 7 people, and we stayed in a beautiful ice cabin.
I left my heart in old Paris. Through the window I could see her love, her heart, her fate mixed with destiny. I passed a boy in old Berlin. He had an awful selfless way to grin. I hope this ain't happening.
During this trip, I asked my dad many times to pull over just to take pictures because the view was just that amazing.
I came across a stranger's face. I've never felt so out of place. My heart belongs to you. I don't even know your name.
And no matter how far we traveled, we made sure we always had our coffee.
Trudging along in undiscovered plain, I never thought I would love another day. I don't wanna say goodbye to you. to you.
The next day, we finally visited the Glacier Lagoon, and these are actually this blue. And of course, we had to visit the Diamond Beach. And now for one of my favorite parts of the trip. It's a 4.5 kilometer walk through a windy desert, but it's totally worth it. Near the south coast of Iceland, you can find a plane wreck from the 70s. No passengers got hurt, but it's been sitting there, slowly crumbling for over 50 years. I like how people made drawings or wrote their name on the plane. It's like leaving a little piece of yourself behind. And I wish I had brought a marker, but I didn't, so I guess I'll remember to bring a marker next time. We took our last day to explore the city of Reykjavik, and I was super surprised by the amount of street art that we got to experience. We didn't have a lot of time, but if you do have the time, you can go to the punk rock museum, which looks really cool on the outside and is actually located in these old public bathroom stalls. We did briefly visit the Reykjavik concert hall, which has this beautiful stained glass window that you can admire from the outside and inside. I also love how the Icelandic people are much more into Halloween than the Dutch people, because I love Halloween. The ride to the airport was bittersweet. I have been waiting for over 3 years, and I'm so grateful I finally got to see Iceland with my lovely family. I've experienced so many beautiful things. Dear Iceland, I will always remember you for the waterfalls, the northern lights, the moon, the sun, the rainbows, all the lava rocks that I might have taken home, the hearts, and the not so pleasant smells. But there is so much yet to discover. So for now I say goodbye, Iceland.